Hello. I'm trying some different lighting on my lighting stick, so it looks really bright. But today, we're talking about how exercise can decrease confidence. I actually titled this completely different, and I was talking to my sister, and she was like, oh, interesting. And I think so also. So as you're hopping on, say hello. I these lunch moments more often one week. And this week, Friday was really good, but it's going to be probably different days depending on the week. So I'll let you know. But as you're hopping on, say hello in the comments. We're not going to spend a lot of time today, but this topic is good. I wanted to do this for a long time. I didn't really know how I wanted to present it. So that's how the topic came about. How exercise can actually decrease confidence is kind of deep, you guys, and it goes into like a lot of what I deal with on a daily basis. Most of the time when people are looking to exercise and they haven't necessarily gotten a diagnosis from their doctor, it typically is around body image stuff. It's around wanting to change the way they look on the outside, which is perfectly fine. I think a lot of us come to know exercise and appreciate exercise around first realizing that we do want to make external changes. There's nothing really wrong with that, but there are a few ways that can be really toxic if we continue down that path without being more insightful about it. And one thing that I want to say first, before we even start talking about confidence, is that confidence really is something that a lot of people talk about, but confidence is something that is very natural. We all have it as kids. We all have it when we're 3, 4, 5 years old, and even a little bit older than that. If you've ever been around a kid, a baby, if you've been around even like a 7, 8, 9, 10-year-old, if you ask them a question, they're going to tell you the answer. They typically are not really bashful and stuff like that sometimes, but for the most part, kids are confident. So we start out with plenty of confidence, and then where does it go? You may want to start thinking about that. Where does confidence go? Why isn't it something that more people have naturally, like we did when we were kids, right? And the thing is that we start to learn how to kind of conform or not be ourselves a lot of times, or try to be something else. And that's a lot of times what people come to exercise with. And a few years ago, when I started personal training again, I can remember distinctly this lady coming in, and she had a picture from Instagram, and she showed it to me like, I want to look like this. And she showed it to me, and I looked at it, and immediately I'm like, you know what the Instagram models look like. They have a really small waist and they have these like big hips. She's like, I want to work out that helps me to look like this. And my heart sank, because that's exactly why I don't like personal training, because it ends up being, a lot of times it ends up being something really focused, on something that's not even real, because the model in the picture, it wasn't from exercise. It wasn't even from plastic surgery. The model in that picture was from photoshopping. And a lot of times we do these workouts to get a bigger butt or get a 6-pack. We do these workouts that are geared towards really unhealthy, unnatural ideas that while we're doing it, I've done it before. I've done all of these things I'm going to talk about. I've done all of these exercise methods I'm going to talk about today. And I once did the abs diet, which is like a men's health thing. But when you're doing these type of workouts, you're typically like gearing up towards like this result that is not really healthy. It's a mindset that is all based on looking a certain way, being a certain way that is not natural, that is fake, like the Photoshop picture. And it's just ridiculous. It's all over YouTube. It's all over Instagram. These workouts that are like grow your butt, or, all of those crazy workouts, lose 10 pounds in 10 days. They're all really kind of psycho and very normal and associated with fitness all the time. And they're not healthy, and they're kind of like that lady that day. I really felt bad for her, and ultimately we worked together like once or twice, and I told her I just wasn't the best trainer, right, for her. And I had that sinking feeling that I had so many times, that fitness was just maybe too superficial, but it's only because we don't talk about these things openly. And then you see all this crazy stuff on YouTube and Instagram. The second one, which is also very common, super common, and people do it. I've done it before, working out for a vacation, or working out to achieve results for a to like a high school reunion. Everybody has done this before, or even resolutions can be really cheesy in this way and kind of like really affect your self-esteem because it's not that you're just working out for yourself or doing something healthy that you're going to do on a regular basis. You end up doing these workouts that are for a specific event or for some future happening thing that's going to make you look better just for the event or just for this period of time and don't you, which ultimately has you doing things for like this external reason. It doesn't really boil down to something that's really for you. And we've all probably done it. And if you don't at least acknowledge that you've done it or just at least acknowledge that there's something kind of not so healthy about that, it can be really easy to continue doing it. And just every time you go on vacation, you go about this mad scientist level of exercising right before so that you look a certain way and it only lasts for a short amount of time. And then after you don't do it, you no longer have an event or you no longer have this thing that you want to get ready for. So it can end up being unhealthy. It's pretty normal and it's pretty crazy. Okay, let's face it. And it's like one of those things in fitness that happens all the time that the people who do it are typically, they don't have a high self-esteem. Think about the people that have a high self-esteem and they don't, or have a high level of confidence and they don't necessarily they don't look like the Instagram model. Those are the people that have kind of sort of realized that it really is about internally, it's about them. And it's not about this like looking a certain way for an event or the high school reunion. And that is a normal, healthy level of confidence that happens usually not necessarily with exercise, but just with looking at themselves, realizing that there's something deeper than just looking a certain way that goes into confidence. Of course, yeah, looking great does make you feel more confident, but there's something a lot deeper that's there that we can kind of forget about. And these workouts just like totally exacerbate insecurities and self-doubt, which is the opposite of confidence, right? There's confidence, which is a knowing, which is certainty. And then there's like the self-doubt stuff that comes with trying to be something that you're not, which all of these things kind of encourage and kind of increase in us, trying to be something. And the last but not least, and this is something that I used to do a lot, and I see still people doing it all the time. And it's almost like that saying that it's like too much of a good thing, and it's over exercising or even using exercise as like a punishment. And I saw a lot of people doing it on the day after Thanksgiving, after a lot of people ate all they wanted for Thanksgiving, and then they kind of like went on this rampage of over exercising and then using exercise for punishment. And it can be really one of those things that we all like, oh, it's no big deal, gotta work off, right? And I'm not necessarily putting it down, but I just think it's something to look a little closer at if you're always over exercising or if you're always exercising in order to like punish yourself for overeating, because it masks the fact that we're overeating. So if you're overeating, there is an issue in and of itself with that cannot be saved with tons of exercise. There's no amount of exercise that can really fix that. And it's something that obviously you can use exercise to cover up and ignore, but it's still there. And so that knowing that there's something there and that you're exercising is a competition and it causes doubt. It's the opposite of having confidence, which is just like this certainty, right? Think about anything that you're confident about. Like even if someone were to ask you your name right now or ask you a question that you knew the answer to, you would respond confidently. And the opposite of having confidence is doubt, is that rift, is that internal debate, so to speak, where you're acting one way, but you know something else. Or you're doing something when you know it's not in alignment with what you really want to be doing. That's going to cause doubt. It's going to be the opposite of confidence. And that's what this is. If you are punishing yourself for overeating, deep down you know that you did overeat and that's an issue in and of itself, not exercising or anything else is going to like overcome that. So it just kind of, it increases that level of self-doubt within us. It increases that thing that's the opposite of confidence, really unhealthy. And it's so normal in our culture to just do that and just ignore it and pretend like it's nothing. And if you see a common thread in all of these, then good, because the common thread would be to focus your attention outward on things that are really kind of shallow and superficial, which the fitness industry is continuously associated with superficial, shallow. When in honesty, exercise and treating yourself well is one of the most important and one of the powerful things that you can do. And it's why, even though we know that, we look around and so many people don't do it. And part of it is because we have these really superficial ideas of exercise as like lose 10 pounds in 10 days type of thing, or look like the Instagram model. But on a deeper level, exercise is really this thing that can change everything because it's a commitment to yourself, because it becomes this thing that you really do for you that does help your brain, that does help you to feel more confident because you're following through on something that is important to you. Because you get to know more about yourself. And when we're knowing more about ourselves and we feel like we're doing something for ourselves, that's something that automatically will increase confidence, will increase knowing more about yourself and feeling good about yourself. And all of those things go hand in hand with consistently feeling confident versus consistently having self-doubt and looking at every last workout and trying to always get ready for the next event. And in all honesty, like I've done all of those things, which is why I want to talk about it, because I don't think we talk about it enough. And then we have those people running into personal training sessions with a picture of a Photoshop person trying to exercise to look like that. And even though I've never done that, and maybe you've never done that, there's probably some level of that, even if you just can be honest with yourself, that you might be doing or you have done, that if you look there, you might uncover something that really would allow you to feel better, a lot better about yourself and a lot better about your exercise endeavors. And I think we're always, instead of looking for the big butt, I think all of us are looking for this way to be more okay with ourselves, more okay with how we look, more okay with who we are naturally. And that does come with looking at all the ways that we just ignore, all the ways that we just try to do lots of exercise and ignore what's really there. And we don't have to participate with that. We don't have to be the lady with the Instagram model picture. We can be that person that is confident, that is okay with themselves, and that automatically, silently helps other people to be more confident and more okay with themselves by just being who they are. So just by being who you are and being okay with yourself, that silently communicates to everyone that comes in touch with you that they are also okay, and that you don't have to do a whole bunch of stuff and trying to be someone else in order to be confident. In fact, doing a whole bunch of stuff in order to look like the Instagram model, in order to punish ourselves, or in order to get ready for the next event actually takes our confidence away. It does not instill it at all, ever, and it never will. So thinking of exercise as self-love, as something that can be fun, something that you actually want to do regularly, is literally like revolutionary. It helps to break up all of these old ways of thinking of fitness that are just, it's time for them to go. It's time for that old work yourself to death or try to look like the Instagram person. It's time for that to go. That stuff is antiquated, outdated. And together, we can kind of make fun of those things, and we can just like set up something that's a lot more empowering. Because exercise for me, even though I started out doing a lot of these things, exercise for me has been something that is really empowering, and we can use it that way. And we can start to treat ourselves better and seeing it that way, guys. So that's why I want to talk about this. I did do a blog. I'm going to put it up under the video because you probably can tell I'm still working on my video skills, and just like being on video the way I am in real life, because that's something that is still like, a work in progress. But I'm going to put my blog up under this video. Check out the blog. It'll have a lot more details and tips and things like that, because I'm into that. I'm into seeing people come full circle with their fitness, not taking away from who they are, but being more of who they are. So check out my blog below, and have fun, you guys, with this exercise thing. That's one of the best things you can do. See it as something that helps you be more, not less, right? Hey, Nita. Yes, yay. Okay, good. I'm glad you hopped on. The live comments don't show later, so I'm glad I got to see that. Anyways, I'm hopping off. I want to do these lunch and learns more, you guys, on a regular basis. I'm actually running out to a meeting. I have kind of a busy Friday, so I'm so glad you took time out of your busy day to hop on and be here with me. Hey, Nita. All right, you guys, check your, Nita's on the list. If you're on the email list, check your inbox. I just sent out a workout yesterday. It's going live tomorrow on the channel. And I'm sending out another one later on today that's going out live next week on the channel. So check your inbox if you're on the list. If you're not on the list, check the comments below. Oh, you guys, I'm doing an accountability group next week. I'm going to put something on our community page. So check the community page. It's basically just something to help you create a vision, because having a vision helps you to avoid all of these really crazy ways of playing fitness really small, and it helps you to play fitness in a bigger way. So I'm doing an accountability group. I will post that in our community page, so check that. And if you're on the email, let's check your inbox. I'll send it on there too. Anyways, I'm hopping off. Happy weekend. Thanks for joining.